crypto media friends, welcome. I go live, and I do this live because these are like so important. The timing of these things. If you're getting this 6 months ago, I apologize, or 6 months from now, I apologize, because you're gonna be like, oh yeah, Onis, I wish I would have got in on that. And what I'm going to talk about today, SEVENS, I wish I would have got in on that. Those are like the new, CryptoPunks, whatever. They're not going to be the CryptoPunks. That's a very special subset. But man, are people making a lot of money on Onis right now. And the next big thing is undoubtedly going to be the SEVENS. And I'm not here to pump in this way because I have no reason to, because it's just something I've been following. I like to say for a while now. It feels like eons. It was like 6 days ago or something. I caught wind of this. They were having a release date, and I was like, "Oh, the art is cool. I'm gonna check it out." Today, and I think I joined one. Was it 700 followers or something like that on the Discord? There's 7,000 today, in a matter of 5 days, and so that is there's only 7,000 of these NFTs that are gonna be released. So, in terms of its, did you hear that frog in my throat? In terms of a market for a product, they're already 1-1, and they have 2 weeks left before they mint. September 7th, they made it easy, playing off their SEVENS in a big way in terms of their entire ethos. Lucky and SEVENS, and it's getting some massive pump. I'm going to show you guys what I mean and why it does feel a lot like Onis. As sort of I was discovering them. The Discords, has the same vibe. They got the same soundtrack. They got and this is the thing, it's also a lot of the same people. This is a community that hops from Vogu. I see the people in Vogu, and a lot of us still carry our because in Discord you can only choose sort of one, and you have to kind of switch. You can change your name, but if you're sort of quote unquote down for your tribe, you're going to be wearing. Or flashing your, or it's an animatus, what have you. And I want to show you guys, as creators, these guys who are doing the SEVENS are learning from animatus. They're learning. They were huge fans of animatus. These people they were in the Discords of Oni, and so and made fan art for Oni. So. They're learning, and what you have in the SEVENS right now is literally the state of the art. The state of the art of what type of art, what kind of things are sort of popular within the NFT subculture, what is working in terms of messaging, and how to promote. It really is the state of the art. Now I'm going to jump right into it. But first, we're going to go into the Oni aesthetic. And okay, so if you bought at 0.5, I don't know who I'm channeling there. If you bought at 0.5, you're during the reveal, and if you got in on the mint, I got completely iced out of that mint. Bless you. You are doing pretty well. Yeah, that's no joke. That is 68. But I think I looked in there, and we actually. Let's go in there. But this is the thing. That's the floor. The average ends up being like 7, 8, 9 ETH. That's a particularly nice one. But we take a look at this one. Selling for $200,000, but they bought it for $175, like $80,000. They're looking to turn a pretty quick profit. Don't know if it's going to happen for them, but good luck out there. It has a lot of these great. The mask clearly is like sort of the number one sort of hang your hat on rarity, and it's got the cool little thing on there. Is it the most? I don't know if it's the most rare, but I think that's what's cool about this collection. Also, is it has, as I talk about, when you have even something as simple as nouns. When you have it working, especially these, and we going here into the sort of the black on blacks right now. Blacks on blacks on blacks, meaning hoodies and and skin tone and background all matching are super hot right now. And again, because I think the aesthetic is cool, and like a little, the seven accoutrement is dope. And like I said, if you've seen any of my other videos about this project, you'd be well aware, of its pricing and how it exploded, but also some of the things it was offering, that were unique to the space. Whether it's simple as the profile for the Avatar PFP projects, having a straight up profile, that's bizarrely new. Like nobody's really done that. And so, everything from that to, the Gorillaz based kind of, styling with, I think, a very, just an on-trend identification of the characters. Like they're very fluid in terms of their gender. Like, I kind of don't care, like one way or the other. And it's just like, they all have a certain coolness to them. If the rarities end up, in a certain way, they become literally a piece of art. So I think a lot of these end up having that quality, much like, a lot of the other projects like Vogu and the nouns. Like if it hits, like I kind of make fun of the nouns sometimes, because sometimes the nouns for me are just like bizarre. You're just like a fox head, and then like, or sometimes like the things that there seems to be no quality control in terms of how it ends up looking, and that's cool in its own right. And so it ends up having this like, things that are hard to read, but I think when this project hits, it's beautiful, and it's certainly catching the NFT collector world by storm. And so one of these fans who used to do fan art is the artist for, let's see if we can jump into him, into the NFT space of the SEVENS. And so the SEVENS artist, here's a bit of a tease, if you will, of the SEVENS. You get it. It's like it's similar, but it's not, right? It's very, so for me, it's very Japanese style oriented, and I think that is its own cool thing. It's developing its own culture with this sheesh that's become a big thing in the discords as they reach milestones. And they started just very simply with these giveaways, which clearly work, but it's also a way to showcase some of the art and tease a bit. It started just 6 days ago. They started like really announcing. I think obviously they probably had to start before, but in terms of like 6 days ago, they announced the drop. They're like, okay, hey, we're gonna do a drop, and the art I think is cool. It's it has a lot of different mixes, I think, of pop culture, and just enough to make it unique to itself. And I think that's important, because it doesn't seem to be ripping off anybody. Is it inspired? I think by Oni's, yeah, because you got the profile, and I think we kind of get into it here, but I found some art that the artist of the SEVENS had done, as fan art for Oni, and he was in love with the aesthetic, and so he was playing in that realm and in that aesthetic, and went on to roll it into his own vision of this space. And so, but not super derivative, like it doesn't look like it's a ripoff. So in the discords, you kind of have that, oh, which one's going to be the best? Oh, we're going to be better. And I also think that SEVENS is a bit smart in saying like, hey, like we're looking for collabs. This is why we're in it. They're not looking to make themselves elitist, seemingly, more than other projects. And so they're like, yeah, we want to do collabs, and I think they're maybe keying in on apparel. I think there's a good play here on apparel, because each character is wearing something cool, and there is sort of an apparel urban wear focus here. that I think is kind of interesting. So Jans is project artist, and someone, I was like right there, I was like, oh crap, I haven't followed him yet. But somebody to follow, and I think that's what's cool about these projects is they're going to go on and do other things, and but I think he is going to be really well known for the Sevens. Let's check out Sevens from the website, and 7,000. I think they're going to do 7,777. I don't know if they're withholding the 7,007 or 777 for something else, but they have a backstory. They're learning here from Vogu. They're like, okay, there's a backstory here, and there's a narrative jumping off point. Is it compelling? No, as a writer, let's be honest. Like, it's just like it's kind of cool. Like, hey, like, we've lost control of the physical world, and I think they're trying to incorporate the idea of metaverse being super powerful, and that's a thing, and that's great. And I think that is relatable because right now we're having a struggle. Certainly, I am with just engaging in the physical world right now and trying to get back to things. It's really tough for us right now in Hollywood. It's we're constantly testing. We're super heightened and aware of if we make a mistake, we have we could be putting our coworkers and our cast at risk, and so we want to try and protect against that. But that definitely causes a lot of isolationism, and so this is maybe why we are so into these projects. But like here, they're talking about collabs and reaching out to potential collaborators. And again, there's a lot of people in the Discord that are from Oni, that are from Vogu, that are in this Discord. And, you just hang around in them and you see them and you say, what's up? And, a lot of them will recognize you. And it's not a huge community. And that's why I encourage you to join it, because you'll kind of begin to get noticed, and I think that's an important part as well of getting noticed within the Discords. And here's what I think is something that's interesting. They have seasons, and so they're like, Q1 we're doing another release, Q2 we're going to do a season 3 release. So respect the confidence that they know this is going to work like really well, to the point where they're going to have multiple seasons. So this isn't just a 7,000 collection. They're going to try and do successive seasons, successive drops. How they do it is going to be interesting. I think they're learning. You can see here that the Sevens collection will now be a deflationary through a unique mutation mechanism. They are learning from Animatus. I know that the artist is a big fan of Animatus. I've spoken to him, through Twitter about Animatus, and so it's clear that this is, I think, a really great center point of people learning from successful projects, and there's a lot to be learned from Vogu, from Animatus, and I think, and certainly now Oni's, which is eclipsed, I think, both of them combined in terms of pricing, in terms of the fervor that happened over just the weekend, and so everyone's trying to learn. Everyone's trying to, as creators, we're trying to understand, like, okay, how does my art translate into this space? How do I position my project, and what partners do I need to make this happen? And so you certainly need, as I talk a lot about, a great Discord and great moderators who are there to engage and really, like your hype man, dude. Come on, like connecting the Sevens with Kobe Bryant. You're trying to, I know that's not a mod is doing that, but it's just like, you're trying to engage in the conversation to get connections like this, personal connections to where people on the Discord are sharing intimate moments about like breaking up and just being sad while being at home and how that sucks, and a lot of people can relate to this sort of stuff. And, I think the mods are there to do two things. Obviously, to generate the community, and if you go to the different servers, like 777 crew, slow chat, there are different people there who are trying to engage in different ways. You have 777 crew is all about gifs and just sort of like the visuals. Slow chat is just like very like as it sounds, just like not the rapid fire of the general room, which as you can see is just like really fast and unending. And so this went from, but that's the thing about generals, is like generals are pretty chill until like just before launch. This has the fervor 2 weeks out of a pre-launch, like the day before. So it's like the energy in these rooms, because there's so many people already in this project. There's 7,000, but there's probably gonna. I was my not my bet, but like my guess was like they were gonna hit 7,777 by the end of the day, West Coast, and they might not be far off. They were circling about 7,200 at last beats, and so like now this is the second thing of the moderator. The second position, the thing that they do is, because they're learning, we're all learning about gas fees, gas wars, how they suck for the people, how mad people get when they can't get the thing that they want, when they are faced with massive sacrifice of thousands of dollars of gas fees to try and mint a project. It gets super frustrating. And so how to reward the people that have built the community, that have been sort of down since was it like 600, 700, I think. Hello me. I started, it was funny though, in terms of time served, guys, I'm watching this thing. I'm watching a lot, right? You can see in the size, but I'm watching a lot of these. And this is one where, I've been on for like 6 days or something like that, but I've just been watching and kind of like, one-upping and like trying to learn more about like the culture of who's there. And then I never clicked on, don't make this mistake, go all the way up to the top. So on top of review, go all the way up to verify, because I didn't verify. And so I was just always like, when I tried to put a comment, I was like, wait, it's locked me out the comments. I'm just like, sometimes I feel like, did I not, click something right or something? And I feel like it's just some sort of error. And then like, I just kind of move on, maybe like something and go on to the next server. And so, in terms of my quote unquote time served, I'm just like a noob. I'm just like you guys. It's like I've just started. And so like nobody, other than like people who've seen me in other servers, were like, hey, what's up? But all these mods, it's kind of their job to help pick out people who are a bit, down with the community early. And as these guys are learning, you offer whitelisting to these people, meaning you can mint in an earlier section before it's a pre-sale, basically. Instead of waiting out in line at the Supreme store, they're going to let you in at 3 a.m. or something like that, just to kind of like reward the people that have been there with not having to face not just the mints in general, but man, it's just like this is going to be one of the most anticipated drops in NFT history. This is going to go down in NFT history. I'm excited as to what's going to happen on the day of. I'm going to be there. I'm going to try and be there. I think I have to shoot, but I'm going to try and be there. If you were like, where's that dude? He's supposed to be on set. But we want to try and examine what's going to go down here, because they're 2 weeks out. They have the fervor and they have the discord of something that's dropping tomorrow. This is only going to expand. This is only going to hype, because Oni's is so hot. They're priced out. I got priced out immediately. Like right after reveal, I got priced out. And so I was just like, oh, well, wait for that dip. And that dip did not come. That dip is not coming. I don't know for how long. This is going to be a project that is going to be up there for a while because of the way that they were able to, I don't want to say manipulate, but craft. And, I think in terms of, being, if you're a producer or if you're sort of on the business side of things, or if you're a community builder, you're looking to craft with your artists to develop a platform that is, engaging and in this case, popular. So these guys are doing one heck of a job. And everyone's looking after Oni's, what's the next hot thing? And if you look at just the art alone, and that's my basis, your eye goes to, this project, and it's not hard to see that this thing is going to drop in a major, major way. And so these people who are sitting on the Discord, they're judging you. And so the ways to kind of get in on the whitelist, let me break it down for you. As they do really nicely here, but it's not as it's not very straightforward. It's sort of it's an interesting thing, and I will always recommend this as well. If you have questions about NFTs, if you're new at this, go now to a chat room, a Discord server like this one. Just it's about to, especially if they're doing things like whitelisting, or if it's about to launch, everyone is on their best behavior because they want to get whitelisted, and it's so desperate that everyone is super chill and super cool. And because nobody's going to want to be a futter or some D who then the Capsule 777 is just like, dude, this guy is like a big jerk off. I'm not going to whitelist him into our community. And so those types are very reserved in these areas. And when you have this many people that know the space, when you ask a question, you might have a more likely chance of getting a response that is articulate, that is considered, and certainly experienced. Because as I'm saying, we're seeing a lot of the same people in these Discords, and a lot of them have really amazing information. I was super stuck on here. Let me go through this, but I was like super stuck on DJs, and I'll show you sort of how being part of a Discord community helped me out. And so but here it's like they break down putting 77 in your name. They did an amazing thing. I was such an idiot. This is how bad I am at this, guys. I'm watching it and I'm like, oh, maybe I should change my name. And so I'm like, I go up there and I'm like, oh, it's not changing. That's weird. I must have some sort of, I always feel like something's wrong with me. So I'm like, I must have some wrong setting. I'm able to do this with other channels. I didn't verify. Just go up, verify, and you're able to change your name. Within this, see, my hair is like going nuts because of just how bad I was at this. Because if I did, I would have got instantly whitelisted. People who did it early on were instantly whitelisted, and I felt like such a dumbass because I was like, I totally forgot to do that part, because sometimes you don't have to, and that's the thing. Is like, and it's weird as you're looking at it with me now. You can see down on the bottom, I'm listening to the Voice Connect because they're playing lo-fi, which is this great ambient sounds radio station, much like what Oni's did, creating the vibe. So, really muff that one up, guys. Don't do that. Go on there, and so in this pursuit of trying to get whitelisted, just hang out in the Discord, be active, create some conversations I think that are valuable to the community, and try and pretend you're a good person. And that's why I'm saying, like, go in there and ask your questions now, because people are going to want to answer them, and honestly, because they're in front of the moderators and they'll be like, oh, look at me, moderator, I'm so valuable to this community, I help these noobs on board and grow the community. So it's a good time for those who want to learn, be out there. They're saying there's still a lot of spots on the whitelist. I don't doubt it. They're 2 weeks out. They gotta put some. I think they'll probably hit a milestone of 7,777 by tomorrow morning. So that's Wednesday, August 25th, and they'll do some sort of celebratory thing. They should anyway. That is such a huge accomplishment. It was literally 2,000 followers that they added today. So everybody's looking for the next big thing, and let's take a look more at the art. And it's this great GIF that shows off a lot of the variants. And again, it's like you try and imagine, like, okay, well, what if some of these hit in a unique way? What does that look like? Heck yeah, man! If I get the one that has like a 7 in like Kobe Bryant colors, like Laker colors, man, that'd be hot. So you can see, like, if it lands in a certain way, it creates this whole different vibe, and or a whole a piece of art that is unexpected and cool. So I was on the hunt for degens again, guys. I love going back to this project because it's teaching us a lot about value and as creators, like how to pivot. And so I was like, I don't know how to get this cycle off of a reveal, and that hasn't happened to me before. Usually I've been on a reveal, and at a certain time it would just stop and I would see the thing I had. So I was like, oh, I have this space bugger now. And so still you can see this regen owned by me is still in its pre-reveal stage. And I couldn't figure it out, so I went to the Discord and I was like, hey guys, I got this problem. And they pointed me to this refresh metadata button right up here. And you click on that, and that sort of prompts OpenSea to do it. Now, I also found out that is not instant. That takes a lot of time, apparently, because that puts you into a queue. And as we know, Ethereum and the Ethereum network is just constantly overloaded, and so is OpenSea's, my gosh. I mean, they're making more transactionally than Uniswap now, and that's massive. And it must be climbing like crazy because just more collections, more hype. And there really isn't much end in sight for how big this NFT space can get. I think a lot of conversations we're having on Discord are like, how big is this internationally? Is this and are the projects international beyond just those who are really into the specific space? Are they trans international? And so I think that Animetis is doing a really good job of being present in the Asian markets, and I think there's an understanding of anime being at the heart of their fan base, and it's not good. It's not a bad fan base to start with, and so I think I got to add that whole thing to my thing. I got an Anna Monkey. As I was trying to show you guys, I think the floor on those is going way up too. I get like weird, crazy high price offers for my Anna Monkey because I found because a lot of people just automatically price based on their element, wind, earth, fire, lightning, and so you're just immediately priced out of lightning unless you're Logan Paul. And so but looking at like sort of the common earth one, it's like, oh, they're much lower, much more attainable, relatively. And so I'm like, okay, maybe just to kind of experiment with the project. But then I saw that somebody must have not realized that the earlier mints also have value, and so I don't know by how much weight, but I got a triple digit, relatively. I think I'm 400 or so, and so I was just like, oh, that could have value, being early, and it was priced at the floor. So in terms of value for the floor. Score one for Team Crypto Media Friends. We'll see how it goes. I'm obviously going to keep everybody updated because I know I'm freaking out about what to do with it already. And And so that's the thing, is like everyone's learning. Everyone's learning, like, okay, so how do we add value? We give them a monkey. But that monkey can turn into other things. That monkey can turn into a monster. It could turn into, whatever. I don't think it's going to turn into a hover car, but certainly, something that potentially could, augment the hover car. It's going to be interesting because there's a finite number. And so they're going down that path. The Sevens is going down a very different path where they're going to give more out. Seemingly, they're calling it seasons, almost like it's Project, Runway or what's that, Tyra Banks model show, but it's just like there's more than one a year. So they're just like every quarter or so, and so they're going to be constant releasing, but they're going to have to find a way to retain value somehow. And I think that, their pricing is probably going to be, insane. Again, not financial advice, but in terms of its precipice and positioning in the market and how hungry people are for Onis, I don't know. For me, is the art as good? I think it's just slightly derivative because it's the second profile. Because I'm not fudding. I'm just saying, like, just straight up, this is the second of a profile collection. I dig the art. I'm looking to see how those how they're layered in terms of the rarities and what that can create in terms of a unique vision. But I think Oni just hits it out of the park so hard with the coloration and as we kind of showed, like when those rarities hit at the same time, it creates something special. So whether that does that, to be determined. I really didn't see that, honestly, in Onis when I first saw it, because the Onis that they were showing were not rare. They were very common Onis, and the ones that you would buy off the floor, honestly, right now. So those are the early ones, and maybe one of the crazy masks. And so this has massive potential, because everyone's looking for the next thing. Is it gonna moon? It's certainly going to go up. Is it going to go as high as Onis? Is it going to go long-term value as high as Onis? I don't know. I'm looking at the roadmap, and some people in Discord are very aggressive, and they're like, look at the roadmap. And I'm like, yeah, well, what is it that you like in it? Because I'm looking, I want to find something good in your roadmap. But I don't know if the team has, I don't think this team has the ability to create the value, but I do believe that they are smart enough to partner with people, and they have the attitude that they want to partner with people to create the value. Whether that's they seem to be slightly clothing line, urban wear focus, which I think is dope. I think that's super smart, and part of a strategy that I love. I'm a big holder of Luxo, and I think that that team is super smart, and is a great project. No financial advice. None of this is financial advice. This is fun, and so as I'm having fun trying to find out which regions I get, I just wanted to share with you guys to hit that little refresh button if you want to sort of stabilize that process and get your reveal, and also hit that like and subscribe button, because again, if this live stuff doesn't get to you like soon and you don't have the bell notification, really, you're just gonna be mad at me. You're like, why didn't I get this video about the sevens when I could have whitelisted? This is the time. This is why I'm talking about it earlier than I did with Onis, because Onis, I was like, it just kind of came so fast, because towards the end it really took off in terms of its presence and sort of on the Discord, and I was just like, really, I was just like, oh, okay, I should talk about it, because I think this is a good project, and so it was just like, it sort of forced me to this one, I think now has forced me in another sense, because I was just I'm going to talk about it a bit earlier, but now there's already 7,000 people in this Discord. This thing is going to go pretty big. It's going to be very competitive. So I'm excited to see how this breaks down on September 7th. We got 2 weeks away. That's there's eons in NFT land. So, yeah, I think, I hope I gave a good overview of, sort of the vibe of the Sevens and how smart I think they are. This team is learning because they're doing what I'm asking of you on this channel, of the process of getting sort of dirty, jumping in here and discovering, what these things are, how to engage in community, how to be a part of the community, how to lead the community, by being a great observer within the space as a collector. These guys, as I was saying before, Onis came off of a clubhouse chat room about NFTs, and they were observing the world. Everyone's just kind of building off of the shoulders of the giants that have come before them, and so everyone saw what happened with Vogu and then and Animatus. It was quite at the same time, and there's okay, that's how you do that. That's how you do a successful launch. And then Oni's is taking that to the next level. This is going to be next level in terms of its competitiveness. That's why I'm saying get involved early. It's going to be tough, to try and impress some mod who's on the Discord, but get engaged. You'll see how it's kind of going down, and get your questions answered, because I think this is a great time to be in those chat rooms, because everyone's going to be a bit friendlier and everyone's going to give you a bit more advice than they normally would. Because if you go after the mints when people are just pissed off and they're showing how big their gas fees were and how screwed they feel that they lost so much in transaction money, you're not going to get anything answered, are you? And then after you are priced out of the project, like me for Onis, you're barred from the Discord entirely. And so it's a real challenge, this one. But I think if you're in this space, I think you probably like a challenge, right? You're in it because these challenges are fun. These challenges are part of what we like about the statistics, the art, this collaboration, the technology involved within it. That's what makes it an exciting space. And so as a creator, I know you might be thinking of something in your head, and but I think it's important to share it. And I think that's kind of the lesson, in terms of if you look at sort of the Oni creation. I mean, if those people weren't in the clubhouse speaking about their ideas, then it wouldn't have happened. And so they just would have kept on doing their own thing by themselves. You need teammates. This is entertainment, creation, art in general. Like all the great artists that I can think of, that I've been lucky to have met in every area, understands that they need a team, or they suffer for it. And I've seen some of the greatest artists suffer for it when they believed that they didn't need a team. And the biggest names you would potentially imagine miserable alone. And that's not what this is about. This space, and this is why I love it. Is it's about trying to find community, engaging in community, and finding somebody to talk to. Sometimes when I tell you, there was this one guy who was in the Discord, and it was just like I was almost thinking he was trolling, because he was just so depressed, and he's just like, nobody's talking to me in my real life. And you can see in the community's response to it, again, they wanted to be very nice in front of the moderators. They were very kind, and it was nice, and it was full of compassion. And I hope if that person was hurting truly, that they're healed to some degree, or feel a little better about their day, because we're all going through some tough stuff. And yeah, on that sad note, like and subscribe to my channel. But hopefully your guys' day is going better, especially if you get involved with this project. I'm gonna be happy for you, because I did want to say thank you to. Sorry, I'll find your handle, but for sending me that note. A couple of you guys have been reaching out, on the Discords and sort of through this channel about how well you've done with Onis, and how some of this advice has really helped you in a very moving way. And thank you for sharing that, because that's important to me. I'm not here for the money. I'm not here to flip stuff, and I'm not like BitBoy Crypto, who's like telling you to go Cardano while literally holding bags of Cardano just off camera. It's, for me, this is fun, and I think that I love the art, and I love, everyone says, oh, the community. I do. I like the community, and you guys are that community, and I know we're a super small channel, but if you guys help us grow, I think this kind of passion for what we see in these things can start to grow, and I think people will then get involved for the right reasons, hopefully, instead of just the constant like, oh, how do I get into this DeFi thing and stake it and then get out, and it's so very highly transactional, the crypto space, that I feel like this marriage of art is very I think it's beautiful. It adds character to this space in such a great way, and adds community, far beyond just like walking around with an ETH t-shirt or something like that. I think it's could be a bit cooler if you walked around with one of these, and so soon we will see those. Thanks for watching, guys. Please be sure to like, subscribe, and thank you again for all the warm, kind notes about how well you're doing with some of this information, and please feel free to share projects that you're into and that you see as exciting as well. Thank you.